Hi everyone, hope everyone is doing fine. Here's Abdul today, and today we have my state of the collection. So, it's that time of the year again. Each year I do 2 videos to show the state of my collection and how it changed through the year. I'm kind of a vintage buff. This year I was really into getting one watch at least from each era. And I was able to do that, and now I'm looking forward to what the next year would be for me. Next year of collecting, of course. So let me start by showing you my oldest watch. This is an Art Deco manual wind watch. This watch is from the 1920s, and as you can see, unbranded dial, racing black-white dial, blued hands, small, elegant, tank-like, really nice watch. I'll be also showing you at the end of the video a couple of watches that I'm doing winter cleaning, so I'll be setting out a couple of watches because yeah, who needs 30 watches, right? That's another topic for another video. So that was my oldest watches, the oldest watch, and my second oldest watch from the 1930s, the Stowa from the Black Forest. So a manual wind military watch, World War II watch, fixed lugs, 33.5 millimeters, champagne dial, champagne colored dial, as you can see, small seconds, Stowa, blued hands. Beautiful watch. I really like this watch. If I'm keeping one military watch, I guess I will be keeping the Stowa because of the Black Forest connection. So my ARSA, this is one of the watches that I will be also putting up for sale, and I really like the watch, but I already have a copper dial in my collection, so, and I have a military watch, and I now don't have to have a watch from each era because I already did that. And the watch is really nice, it works well, very cool blued hands, as you can see, and the dial is just fantastic. I put it on that strap because it matches perfectly the Perlon with the blue of the blue hands. Fixed lugs as well. Most of the watches from that era was fixed lugs. Really nice dial. Don't get enough of it, yeah. So we took the 20s, 30s, 40s, and I think this was the 50s. Another one of my favorite watches, the Alpina manual wind dress watch. Winds very well. Just to open it for you guys. The watch is just a classical small seconds dress watch, just minimal to perfection, domed mineral glass, and you can see that the indices are actually engraved in the dial. I'm sorry about that, adjust. As you can see, really fantastic dial. One of my all-time favorite watches. Really cool dress watch. As I said, I'll be putting some of them online for sale because I really need to shrink down my collection because I'm not stopping buying, so I have to start selling or sell more. So we took the 30s, 40s, 50s, and now I guess I don't have any. This one is from the 50s as well. So this Dugena dress watch, square dress watch, I got from a fair here in another city next to us in the Black Forest, watch fair. Hopefully I would go also this year, so that's why I'm doing the winter cleaning before going to the fair, so I can buy more watches like this one. We get a pretty fantastic condition for a 50s watch, and I just put it on this shark leather strap and it's just perfect. Yeah, I'm sorry, by the way, I'm wearing my G-Shock. It's a gift from my cousin. That's why one of the watches I'm not selling. It's too big for me to wear outside, as you can see. I wore it to barbecues and stuff like that. Stuff that might get burned, might get wet, might get mud on it. So the Mud Master is just against everything. So I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Sorry I didn't show you wrist shots for the watch. I'll actually put the wrist shots at the end of the video. I'm just showing you this one now, and then show you all the wrist shots at the end of the video. Put back my watch on. So we finished the 50s and we come to my favorite years of design, the 60s. 60s have something like this, the Bergana, one of the most accurate vintage watches I've ever put my hands on. It had like a +1, really great movement, great manual hand movement, great watch, very thin watch, very thin watch, as you can see, under 7mm thin, and the lugs go down a little bit, so with the domed crystal it's perfect, and that strap makes it a little bit more sporty. Another watch from the 60s, I think that was 70s, and that's a new acquisition as well from the last time. So this Junghans. So this Junghans is also from the 60s, thick, as you can see, 33.5, classical design with the 12, 3, 6, and 9, raised indices, very simple yet very elegant. This is one of the watches I will be also selling, so if you're interested, just comment down below. So we're still in the 60s, so we already did this one and that one. So what do we have else in the 60s? Actually, we have this one from the 60s, my chronograph, my Eldor chronograph, Swiss chronograph. Beautiful dial with the 12 and the 6 and the symmetrical dial, because that's the only one I kept. I had like maybe 10-15 chronograph from the 60s and 70s, and that's the only one I kept because of the symmetry. You have the 12 and 6, and then you have the minutes and the seconds dial, and it's so symmetrical. It's just two lines, everything is symmetrical, so I really liked it, and I thought I'm not gonna sell that one. It's going into my keep collection. It's really nice watch. I really like how it wears as well. Really cool. I get a lot of compliments when I wear it as well. So I think now we have the 60s covered. No, actually that's end of 60s. So this Hamilton manual wine dress watch, let me move it's a rectangle watch, and it looks really nice on the wrist. I have like a metal bracelet with it. It looks really nice, but in winter I think I'll put on something like that, a bit elegant. That's one of the watches I'm also selling. I don't wear square watches that much, but I really like to own them. The dial here is really special. It's like a silver dial with like Côte de Genève, as you can see, and it has a white gold plated bezel, so it really shines. So, 70s. What do we have else from the 70s? Yeah, that's one of the new acquisitions. My flying hours, minutes, and seconds. So, that's one of the watches I acquired in an auction in Germany. And one of the watches I'm really excited about wearing it more and more. It's an automatic movement, which is really cool for an unbranded watch. And I have no information on a watch like that. I looked around. Some of you commented on my unboxing watch, but I actually didn't find anything because that's an automatic movement, a 25 joule automatic movement, Swiss movement. And I opened the case back, and it's a very nice, very well made movement with stamps and a lot of numbers and great finish. So it didn't look like a cheap movement that some of the commenters suggested. But anyway, one of my favorite new watches, to be honest. Really cool, and you can see it's moving directly after we shaked it for a couple of times. Really cool. As you can see, it can wind, and then we remove the minutes, and when we move the minutes, the hour drops. Really cool. So I think we have the 70s covered. I guess we can. Oh yeah, that's another new watch that I got Josmar Deluxe, new old stock from the 70s. Has a blue dial. As you can see, it has raised indices with some colors inside. These colors inside are just to give you like the effect that the dial, sorry about the, yeah, that the dial is raised somehow. Pretty nice helmet shape. As you can see, very crisp, very crisp. And I put it on this brown strap. I had another blue strap, it looks really nice as well. I'm just playing with the straps with the blue dial, seeing what's working, what's not working. And another 70s watch is actually, just let me put the music back on and get back to you. So I'm back. So I think that was the 70s. Let's get to the 80s. And one of my favorite 80s watch is that Zenith Movado museum piece. Really cool watch. As you can see, the dial is black. It doesn't get blacker than this. The new age motor gets blacker, but really cool. Gold hands, date on top, as you can see. I guess it was 12 hours before, and it's 11 now. Really nice, thin watch. Has some kind of inspiration, let's say, from the Royal Oak, and looks pretty unique as well. So what watches from the 80s do we have as well? So that was a Quartz watch, and that's also a Quartz watch from the 80s, the Delma. It's pretty standard watch, but I really like it. A gift from my father. Two-tone, came with a two-tone bracelet, jiggly bracelet from the 80s, so I just put it on this rubber strap. I mainly wear it at home with other G-Shocks, and I really like it as well, with a white dial. I actually forgot one watch from the 70s, and how can I forget that? One of my most cherished and most important watches in my collection, my first automatic watch, the Seiko 5 from 1976. The model is called the Perpetual calendar because you have the date, and then you have on the outer rings the days of the week, and you have the days of the month in another ring where you can set it up with that crown, and then you have Perpetual calendar. And it was gifted for me by my father, and it was gifted to him by his father, so it's a pretty special watch to me. So, getting back to the 80s, I guess that's it from the 80s. It wasn't that. I guess early 90s, 80s was also this Movado, which is a watch I also cherish a lot. It's from my grandfather. As you can see, it had day and date and gold color. One of my only full gold colors, or actually the only one, next to this Cartier, which I will be showing it to you as well. This Cartier, got it from my father, and pretty much don't wear it so much. My wife wears it a lot, she likes it, so I thought why not give it to her. And another watch from the 80s that I really love is this Tudor Submariner. One of my first vintage buys that I really liked. And what I really like about that, especially about this watch, is that it's an unpolished model, so the watch was never polished. I sent it to service, but asked them not to polish the watch, which they accommodated for, as you can see. And the watch is just beautiful. The dial, the tritium dial, the patina on it, the yellow dots, the backlight bezel, really nice. The reference number is 94400. It's a 33 millimeters, which is small in size, but looks pretty good on my wrist as well. So I think that's all the 80s that we have right now, and I think now it's time for the 90s. And my first 90s watch was actually this. No, I think that's 1996, so that's another new watch, the Rolex Explorer 2 16750 with tritium dial. What can I say? I hated the look when it was released, and in time I really liked the black dial, and then I really didn't like the black dial, and I loved the white dial, and then I bought the white dial. So that's my relationship with that watch. Really cool watch, 40 millimeters. I love the case size, just perfect case size. It goes with so many straps. As you can see, I put it on this leather strap, camouflaged leather strap, ready for winter. Another 90s watch is this Rolex 16234 Datejust with fluted bezel, white gold fluted bezel, Jubilee bracelet. Just the perfect watch in my opinion. I love Datejusts. My favorite watches, my favorite two watches in my collections are the Datejust, to be honest. And I actually forgot to show you this Datejust. That's my grandfather's Datejust from the 1970s, 77 to be exact. Datejust rose gold two-tone, royal sword as the Rolex says. Pretty durable watch. One of the non-quick set date, which is annoying sometimes, but yeah, that's family. Sometimes annoying, but you love them. And one of the watches that I will cherish on to try to give it on to the next generations. So I've been just jumping back and forward now, so I'll just go on with that. I'll just go on with the next watches. I guess my Sinn would be the next watch in the chronological order, and I just love this 356 Flieger chronograph with salmon copper dial with Kyosho on it. Has the Sarita SW500, so not like a Lemania movement 5100 or something, but a workhorse movement, great movement. The Lemania, of course, is a awesome movement. I had one watch with the Lemania movement. I sold it, unfortunately. I've been trying to get one ever since. And I love the Zen. I just love the dial. I love the case. I love how sturdy and good just how good the quality is in Sinn watches. And oops, that was not on the crystal. I think that might be also a, no, I think that's after that. Yeah, let's show you this Fortis. If we're talking about watches that I love this Fortis. It's one of the watches that I don't think I'm gonna sell. It has a white luminous dial, so the whole dial illuminates. I'll just even show you in the wrist shot. And the Arabic, Eastern Arabic numerals are very unique because you have also the day and the date in Eastern Arabic. And it's the biggest watch I own. Normally I don't buy big watches, but I actually took a risk on that watch, and the risk was perfect because look at the lux form here. I'm sorry. Lux form here are just tapered down directly, so even for my 16 and a half wrist, 16.5 centimeters wrist, it matches really well. So for big wrists it would be going wider and wider, but pretty cool watch and an awesome diver. I take it almost every time I'm going swimming, any trip swimming. So for another, let's go for this, the Seiko SARP 17 Alpinist. Awesome green dial, awesome watch. Just an amazing watch. All-rounder, love the dial, love the gold indices, love how it goes with, as you can see I put it on lizard's leather strap, and it goes just perfectly. It goes on NATO's, goes on everything. So let's go to another diver that goes on anything, on everything. The Tudor Black Bay Heritage R with the ETA movement, as you can see with the smiley. It's just a fun diver, just a fun, pure, sturdy diver. No date, symmetrical dial, snowflake hands, the old Tudor style. Actually, on the strap, it looks pretty good, and awareness also really nice. I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, the 58 wears better, looks smaller, better proportions, but I really like the smiley on the dial. If they had the Black Bay 58 with a smiley on the dial with the ETA movement, I would sell this one to get the other one. But other than that, I'll just keep that one. Looks for me better, and the movement is still a very good movement, so I don't mind it. So I think for my last, no, I have still one watch on the table I didn't show you guys, which is this one. And of course I have my G-Shock. So that's my other at-home watch that I almost wear every time I'm at home, next to the Delma and the other G-Shock. So I have this, let's say, limited edition from a small watchmaker or a small company, Malmström. Ergon is the company, Malmström is the reference. It's a bronze diver. I just got it because I just wanted to, as you can see, patina bronze, and it looks really good. I had a strap that looks perfect on it. Unfortunately, I damaged it while I was swimming in my last vacation. So I put it on this plastic strap to just try it out. So I think now it's time for my last watch, and one of my most interesting watches, a one-hand watch, Red Star Solo from Polio 24. Great watch. The guys at Polio are really cool guys. I bought this watch. It came with a scratch. They sent me a new one. They told me keep the other one, test it out, and then send it to us back, which I did. Really cool watch. I really like the concept. Might get other watches from them and review them later as well. Really nice watch. So thank you so much for watching. So if you have any questions about any of these watches or interested in any of these watches, I will be posting other videos to show you which watches I'm wanting to sell. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a great one. Bye bye.